Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I am Raynell of Double Dutch Twins. Just saying hey. So it is February, so I just wanted to kind of just make a little video because for my love of music and Black history, I just thought it'd be cool just to kind of talk about just different music and types of genres of music and how it relates to Black history. Um, but yeah, I love Black History Month. I've always loved Black History Month. It's like such a great month, especially as a kid growing up in school to learn more about your history, your culture, where you come from, and things like that. So I've always loved history, but Black history is just amazing to me because even through all the things that Black people have done and created, Black history is still being made. So it always gives me something to strive for, that I can still do something great and still be the first Black African American woman or twins or whatever to accomplish a certain goal. I've always had that in my mind, so that's something that I'm definitely want to do and achieve one day. But yeah, I love Black history. I love music. So one thing that I've always loved as it pertains to Black history is like learning about the Harlem Renaissance. I felt like I should have been born or living during that time because I just felt like it was just such a great thing for all creative people to kind of get in one space and create great bodies and works of art and things that will outlast generations. And I feel like those people who were brave enough to write their feelings and express it, and especially during those times, whether it was through song, whether it was through writing, whether it was through art, literature, that they were able to express themselves. And sometimes they put their life in jeopardy to do so, but those stories, those words needed to be said out loud. And so I always commend people who are brave enough to do something, because it does take a lot of courage to do so, especially during those times. So but yeah, I've always loved the Harlem Renaissance, with writers and coming together and creating great works of art. I've always wanted to be a writer, especially as it relates to music. I've always loved those two things and loved poetry and things like that growing up. So writing and music to me was always something I've always wanted to do, because I feel like through words you can tell your story, and your story can outlive you, and that's really big. And growing up learning in school, I always took notice to how in school they always taught you about certain people and certain things, of all the people in the world who have been born and died, but they still only talk about certain people, and they want you to know and learn about certain people. And I've always wanted to be one of those people that have done something great with my life, or done something to leave a legacy or to be remembered, so people can still learn from that and know that you can do it too. It's really important, and it's really encouraging to know that so many people came before you, and you can accomplish your goals because those people came before you. Growing up, my dad always taught us about civil rights and Black history, especially being from the South. We're from Houston, Texas. So we were always taught about knowing who you are, knowing where you come from, and being proud of who you are and where you come from. Even though it's a lot of tragedy in it, there's a lot of greatness in it as well, that people were able to overcome, even though they were put in horrible situations, that you were able to overcome and do something great for the next generation. So my dad did not play when it came to come to being in school and learning. My parents were sticklers on education. It was really important to be smart and to know who you are and to make your way in the world, and knowing that you have the power to make a difference. But in order to get there, you have to have a foundation, which is education. My parents were, again, sticklers, very strict about making good grades and doing what you're supposed to do in school. And that is because so many people fought and died and bled so that we could be in school and learning all we can. So my parents were just they wanted us to do well and succeed. And my dad always told us, like, growing up, like, you're gonna have to be enough, and you're gonna have to be more. And I never understood that, but he always told us, that's just the way of the world. You're a woman, and then you're a black woman, so you have to be twice as smart, you have to work twice as hard, you have to make good choices and good decisions so that you can have a good life, because so many things are already against you. And so I always kept that in my mind as a kid, like, I have to do well, I have to succeed. And I have been doing so. And I always think for yourself and know who you are, and you have to be more than a pretty face and things like that, because pretty faces come and go, but you want to do something great. And again, I've always wanted to do something to where my family is remembered. The thing about Black History is, one thing that I've always wanted to do, and I'm still working to accomplish, is have a family business. A lot of other people, a lot of other races, and I'm not trying to make this a racial thing at all, but a lot of other races, when they came over to America and things like that, they were starting businesses, family businesses and companies and things like that from their culture and what they knew. Black people weren't always afforded those same opportunities to start businesses based off their culture. So that's always been something I wanted to do, was start a family business, which I plan on doing.